Welcome to the Marathon Investigation Podcast, where we discuss and debate the latest news regarding course cutters, bandits, and bib mules.
And we're gonna talk to a cheater or alleged cheater today. And you sent me the article. This is from what? From July?
Yeah, it was from, I think I wrote the article in July. The race was in end of June. It was June 24th was the race. So, yeah, so it's been a while since this one came up.
How does this pop up today? Like, how does this get on your radar screen?
Really, this is an article that got a lot of traction when I did it. It popped up today because as we were scheduled to talk, just you and I, and then I received an email from Anita, asking me to call her, and I forget what she called, how she referred to me exactly. But yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
I think it was Pussy Boy was her.
Yeah, Pussy Boy. Yeah, we can change. Yeah, the Pussy Boy and Scott podcast. Yeah, I think she called me Pussy Boy, and so I'm like, well, hey, I'd be happy to talk to you. By the way, we're recording this podcast. I'd be happy to talk to you publicly, and it went from there. And she didn't respond to me, so I had you contact her, and she responded to you and agreed to come on. So
Anita is alleged to have cut the bike course at the San Diego Triathlon.
San Diego International Triathlon. She had, posted that her results. She posted that she had won her age group for the bike split and was 3 minutes behind the top male pro. So that raised some questions of some people. So it did get reported to me. I didn't do anything initially. I think I was on vacation when I got this and whatnot. But another person had seen this and had contacted the race director. They agreed that, yes, she cut the course, and they disqualified her. And then she kind of went on a rant on social media, saying stuff to the effect of, I know why people shoot up schools. I know why people, kill themselves.
California to go down in flames.
Yeah, she wanted California to go down in flames, stuff like that. So she just, really kind of went off on the race director for, hey, just accepting the word of some anonymous person over her, where, really it was, someone tipped her, but then they looked at the evidence and decided she should be disqualified. So then in looking at the evidence, again, she uses Strava, which is where a lot of people post their, GPS, their tracking, their training, their races. And the Strava showed that she went 12.2 miles on the bike. Should have showed 17.6. The flyby shows she skipped a second loop. So it was like a couple out and backs, and you do a loop and come back up. There was a section of that was missing from the data. So it seemed pretty clear that she didn't do the full course, whether that was intentional or unintentional, whatever. But then later she posted a file from Garmin Connect where it was manually altered. You can actually see from the screen that it was, that it was manually edited. It tells you that. And where it basically showed the first segment at 47 minutes, at 12.42 miles, and the total was 18.73 miles for the same exact time. So it would appear that she edited, the total mileage to match what it should have been. And so I just kind of, questioned her on that. She at one point, right before I even posted the article, she said, it's possible that she was misdirected on the course. The reasoning was because she was wearing Arizona shirt, and she thought, since it was in California, that they, hey, just let the lady from Arizona, go the wrong way and not direct her. That was her exact quote. And so I responded to her. I said, well, hey, are you now saying that maybe you did not do the full course? And then she responded was, no, I did the full course, no course cutting. I didn't alter any data. So it's, in one second she says, yeah, she may have not done the whole course. The next one she, ripped me, called me an a-hole, and then I was blocked. And I was very cordial with her throughout, any Facebook interaction, just trying to, figure out what was happening and whatnot. So,
do we know anything about her, like her history, her race history, any history of this at all?
Nothing that I saw, and I didn't look, as I recall, I didn't look, super deep into her history. I mean, again, the times were, gosh, if I recall, I think she had an injury, so she was kind of coming back from that. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it was. I remember she had a quote saying she was like, semi-professional at one point. I didn't really, actually, I don't want to comment on it right now. Again, we're talking about stuff in July. But yeah, I didn't see any. I don't recall seeing any like real spectacular times in the past. And, seemed to me more kind of middle of the pack. No, I could be wrong. There could be something in there that was,
I guess what I'm getting at is separate apart from the data. You don't have any independent reason just based on her time. Like, this isn't like the woman has run 55.5-hour marathons and she just BQ'd by going under 3 hours. There's nothing objective about the data that leads you to believe she's cheating.
No, it wasn't like, hey, wow, you look at her, there's no way she did that time.
Right.
That wasn't how she was caught. I think it was kind of the social media comments that she was 3 minutes behind the male pro on the bike that kind of raised the flags with, whoever, saw that, whether, friends or people in the, running group or whatnot. So I think that's what raised the eyebrows.
And so for you, looking at this data, you think the Strava data shows that leads you to believe that she skipped a loop. I mean, obviously you don't know anything to like, epistemological certainty, but what you see is she has a Strava data that doesn't include that loop, and then she has a Strava data that does. And, the whole thing is you think that she didn't do the loop and she says she did.
Right, exactly.
And then her reaction just seems really disproportionate.
Yeah, I probably never would have. If it wasn't for the reaction, I probably wouldn't have touched it. I got the tip initially, and I did get the tip after the reaction. So, it's, I got into it like, oh, this is really, so let me see if maybe she took that down. She was mad at the moment. And, a few weeks later, it was still, everything was still up, and she was still kind of, going hard. And there was talks about, hey, maybe she, getting a lawyer, suing the race, what can she do? Saying, going after Strava, big yes. So yes, it was just kind of, and attacking anybody who would question her. I mean, there were comments. Someone made a comment, she called the person a Pollock, so it was just kind of disturbing. Again, the comments as far as, California going to fire, shooting up, understanding the shooters and, calling anybody who questioned her, going after them.
What was the last time that you communicated with her?
The last time was when I asked her exactly. I think I've been at Post Bear where I basically said, it's when I saw her comment that she may have been misdirected by race officials, and so I asked the question again: was this? So are you now saying that it's possible that you didn't do the full course? Then she completely said, no course cutting. I ran the full course, or I biked the full course, and I didn't alternate data. And then she blocked me, and I hadn't had any communication with her directly. I'd received, again, emails from who I believe to be her husband or boyfriend or whatever, kind of the same tones, and then the email from Anita today. But I had never responded to any previous ones.
Nice. And so have you ever done this before where you just called up the alleged cheater on the phone?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to plenty of usually before I do an article.
Yeah.
I reach out to them, but yeah, not kind of the after the fact. Not like this. Not somebody who's
I mean, this lady hates you.
Yeah, you can probably say that. You can probably, yes, and not to that point. I mean, I've gotten the calls, and I got the nastygrams kind of gone back and forth on Messenger and stuff, but not as far as the phone call. So
we have no idea what's going to happen here. So that's
no. This could be very short. It could be long. We might have to. I guess it's our podcast. I don't have to bleep anything, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm very interested to see. After this much time, get an email with what she has to say.
All right. Well, and now we'll have to come up with some music that we play while we do this. But then what happens now? Do you want to take the lead, or why don't you let me take the lead because I'm the?
Maybe you should.
Huh?
Maybe you should.
Okay, and then I'll just say, we want to hear her side of it, and then if you have questions, then just chime in. And my guess is at some point she's probably going to hang up, right? I mean, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I don't think it's going to be me a call. I don't think she called me to apologize. She apologized to Pussy Boy. So,
yeah, it's entertaining from a podcasting standpoint, though. I'm eager. All right, let's see what happens. Let's light this candle. Okay. So we need like a song to play while we're adding a call.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Okay, calling.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Anita.
You're going to be talking to me.
Oh, who's this?
This is Bill.
Oh, hey, Bill. Well, I thought that I was texting with Anita. You're on the Marathon Investigation podcast. I'm Scott Coomer. The co-host is Derek, and he is. Say hi, Derek.
Hey, Bill.
And I don't know if you guys have
Don't
talked.
hate me.
I don't know if you guys have talked before.
Don't ever hate me.
Okay. I don't know if you guys have talked before, but we're talking.
I've got a couple emails from Bill, but that's.
I'm not talking to that jerk. I'm not talking to that jerk.
Well, at any rate,
here's my podcast, and I'll shut up. You can talk to Scott.
Okay. Well, at any rate, we were talking about the case today. This kind of came up.
We're not talking about it. There's no case. The case is that guy's got something screwed on his head wrong. I don't know what it is, but he's got a problem. That's the case.
Okay. Well, there's an article. It's written.
No, there is no hope. There is no well. You put down somebody that I care a hell lot about. This guy knows nothing about it. He makes up stories that he doesn't know nothing about. He pushes people around that he knows nothing about. Let me tell you something about this guy. He doesn't push me around because you know something? I've been there. I've been in the athletic. I've been in the running world for 43 years. I've helped with races. I've seen it all.
Okay.
I've seen people have problems. I've seen races have problems. I've seen every kind of problem that there is. And it happens. It's life. Okay. Somebody misses something. That's happened. You don't stand up to the plate and call everybody a cheater just because that's what you think you can do. You can't do it. I don't care. This guy's an idiot. And he knows he's an idiot. He just somehow he gets away with doing this crap. And good for him. But you know something? They'll come up and catch him. They'll catch him and bite him in the ass one of these days.
I don't know. Go ahead.
No. You know something? None of this is funny. None of this is funny.
Well, I don't know if you know.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's sad. You know what it is? It's sad. That's what it is.
Well, I'm just.
Now you want to take me on? Let's go. Let's take me on.
Well,
because I'm ready to go. Anything you want to say, I've got it.
All right. So
you're not letting me talk.
Well, here's what we're trying to find out.
Because you're an idiot. That's why.
All right. So here's what we're trying to find out.
You don't know anything about me either, Bill.
Have you read this article?
You don't know anything about me either. You know nothing about me either.
Okay.
No, just that you're the guy who sends.
Well, hey, you're a big investigating guy. Why don't you investigate something important like the earthquakes and all these problems? They're serious problems. You sitting there wasting people's time investigating some stupid ass races. Let me tell you something. I've been in more races than you probably ever know in your life. Okay, so don't ever touch me with any of that crap. I know more about that stuff than you do.
All right.
A hell of a lot more.
So here's the question.
Okay, then did Anita cut the course in triathlon and edit her data?
What's that?
So much. Did Anita do the full course in the triathlon, and did she edit her data?
Nope, none of it.
She did not edit the data.
What? What are you talking about? What is your problem? Anyway, what is your problem?
Well,
you got nothing else to do on a Friday night than this?
Well, my name's Scott Coomer.
You got nothing else to do on a Friday night but this?
Right.
Do you know who she? Hold on a second. Do you know who she is? Do you know who I am? Don't ever ask anything like that unless you know. Unless you know something about this person.
I haven't asked you any questions.
Have you ever? Hold on a second.
You haven't let me talk yet.
Have you ever stood in front of her? Have you ever stood in front of her? Do you know what do you even know who she is? You don't. You know nothing about who she is.
You haven't let me say one word.
But yet you can make statements about anything you don't even know about. Don't push me around like I'm some dumbass.
Bill.
Don't push me around like I'm some dumbass. I'm not.
You're not allowing me to talk. Okay,
because you know something. You know why I'm not allowing you to talk? Because you have nothing worth saying. That's why.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to give her an opportunity to tell her side of the story.
You're not trying.
And if you don't want to take advantage of that opportunity, that's fine. But I'm trying to have a dialogue where two adults discuss a subject.
You're not. It's a one-sided thing. It's you.
It's not.
It's all about you.
No, it's not about me. It's not about me at all.
It's about you. No, hey, you think you just called me stupid, didn't you?
I did not call you stupid. And this is all being recorded.
You're telling me you're calling me stupid.
It's not at all. And this is all being recorded.
You know something? You know why you don't like me? You know why that idiot doesn't like me?
I didn't say I didn't like you either.
Until today.
Yeah, I didn't say one word.
Well, I don't like you because of the emails you sent me. Scott didn't know who you were until today. if you listen to,
I don't know who you are. I don't have any idea who you are.
Well, that's because you're not listening.
So it's two of us.
You're not doing the listening.
I'm not. Well, it's my fault, huh?
Well,
it's
yes,
my fault.
it's your fault that we're not having a productive conversation.
Really?
Because
well, good for you.
You're not listening.
Good for you.
So, I mean, and the people are going to all hear this, and they're going to all listen to it and say, this guy just talked over everybody, and he didn't have any interest in having a dialogue.
Who really cares?
Well, if you don't care,
then life isn't more important than this. Life is a hell of a lot more important than this. Okay. My family, this means nothing. In the real world, means nothing.
So, Bill, why are you on this call then? It obviously means something to you.
It means nothing. You know what it means? It means I'm protecting this person. Hold on a second. It means that I'm protecting somebody that you're beating on for no reason at all. That's what it is.
First of all, no one's beating on.
The article was in July. I haven't mentioned her in how many months?
You just mentioned his name right now. You just mentioned his name right now. Okay? You just mentioned her name now. You have no right to even mention her name. You don't know her. You don't know her.
Bill, you emailed me, or did you email me, or did Anita email me this morning?
Huh? Who are you?
This morning. Who emailed? I'm Derek Murphy. Who emailed me this morning?
Oh, you're a character. I like you. You know why I'm calling you? Because I want to listen to you.
You should call me Pussy Boy. So
yeah, I did. I did call you a Pussy Boy because that's what you are. That's what you are.
Why did you want me to call you? What did you want to accomplish?
Why not? Why not?
So we called you.
It's obviously both of us don't have nothing to do on a Friday night.
Well, I just want to talk over this case and find out whether this woman cheated or not. You don't want to talk about it.
There's no case. There's no case.
The Strava data shows that she missed the loop. I'm just trying to figure out.
Hold on a second. You have anything better to do on a Friday night than this? To talk about this? You have nothing better to do?
I mean, you could talk around it, but I'm trying to talk about the subject. The Strava data shows that she missed this loop, and I'm just trying to figure out.
Hold on a second. Do you realize there's people? Do you realize there's people that are starving in this country? Do you realize there's people that are unemployed? There's people dying in the streets and stuff? And you're worried about this?
Derek, it doesn't seem like he wants to talk about the subject, so maybe this is kind of a waste of time.
You actually are worried about this.
I'm trying to have a discussion.
There's problems in this world, and you're worried about this. This is more important to you than anything else.
What this is really...
Do you spend every second of your day worrying about those problems, or do you do other things as well, things that interest you?
I do a lot of different things.
Okay, then why are you doing those? There's people starving. Why do you do anything else?
Because it's Friday night. And I've done work. I'm sitting around now just relaxing. I've done my job all day today.
Well, do you want to have a dialogue about this cheating case or not really?
Well, if there was a cheating case, I'd talk about it, but there's not.
Okay, so you don't really want to talk about this at all?
What's that?
You don't want to talk about this?
There's nothing to talk about because there was nothing happened. I was there.
Why did you
weren't there.
Why did you agree to come?
You weren't there. Hold on, you were not there.
I know. I'm looking at the Strava data, and it shows that she missed the loop.
I don't care what you're looking at. You know something? I don't give a shit what you're looking at. You weren't there. You were not there. Don't worry about what the hell is your problem anyway. What is your problem?
I don't have any problem at all. I thought that I was calling you.
You got a hell of a problem. You got a hell of a problem. That's what you got. You know something? The problem is you lose. You know something? You lose because you're a loser. That's why. Because if you do this is all you worry about in your life, you're a loser.
Well, Bill, people are going to listen to this conversation, and I don't think they're going to come to the same conclusion as you. So
who cares? I don't care. I don't know any of these people.
All right.
Scott and I argued.
See, that's what you are. You're a loser.
Bill, be quiet for one moment, please. Scott and I argued for 2 hours.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Do not tell me what to do.
I'll tell you what to do.
No, you won't.
Listen. Please listen. You wanted me.
You won't tell me anything to do. Hold on. You listen to me. Don't fuck with me. All right?
You're the one that emailed me, calling me pussy boy. So I'm not.
Why not? Because you are. You are a pussy boy.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. If you say so, but you don't know nothing about Scott. Scott and I argued for 2 hours. He thinks
you know nothing about me, and you know nothing about me, dickhead. So get off the phone. You know nothing about me, so get off the phone, dickhead.
Well, Bill,
this is really funny, isn't it?
It's obviously that you don't want to have a conversation, so I think that, I'm just going to give you...
Yeah, it's real funny. What you do is really funny.
I'm just going to give you another chance to... Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Is it because you have no success in your life? Is that what it is? Is that why you do this? Because you have no success in running or anything else? Is that why?
I mean...
Yeah, that's exactly it, Bill. You got me.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it.
You need some kind of attention, so you do this. You need to have some kind of attention in your life, so you do this.
I'm still confused as to why Bill wanted to participate in this conversation if he didn't want to have any kind of dialogue.
This is good.
Well, I mean, you're not listening.
This is good.
You're not dialoguing. You're just telling everyone.
You're not dialoguing either. You know what? It's all about you. It's all about you.
I'm trying.
Reporter from the magazine. Do you remember that, Bill? Do you remember when you talked to the reporter? You cussed it the whole time.
I did what?
Remember when you talked to the reporter when the story came out, and you cussed at him the whole time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was good.
How come?
Yeah, and it didn't accomplish anything.
How come we can't talk to Anita?
No, you know something. What are you really trying to accomplish? Hold on a second. What are you really trying to accomplish?
Well,
what are you really
Bill,
trying to accomplish?
Bill,
what are you trying to accomplish?
Okay, Bill, if you let me, I can explain to you what I'm trying to accomplish if you give me 1 second to talk.
You're not trying to accomplish anything. All you try to do is give problems to people. That's all you're trying to do.
Okay, Bill, if you'll listen to me for 1 second, I'll tell you what
you talk to me like you don't respect me, okay?
Yeah, I'm right now. I don't respect you because you're not listening at all, and this is not a two-way conversation.
Why should I listen to you? Give me one. Hold on. Give me one reason why I should listen to you.
Well, because you look
one reason.
You look like an idiot in this conversation. First of all right, I'm trying.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, somebody's got to be that.
I'm trying.
Somebody's got to be one,
I'm trying
right?
to have a mature dialogue with you about this case of cheating, and the reason
you're
why
trying to look like you're some kind of genius from MIT or something, right? That's what you're trying to do.
Just if you would just listen to what I say for 1 minute, I'll let you talk as long as you want, and then we'll let you go. But I have to be able to just say something.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
You sound like you're like a 6th grade kid. I don't understand.
I am. How does that sound? Well, you're real. You're real classic, aren't you?
I wanted to give you and Anita a chance to stick up for yourself because you don't have a voice in this. There's an article about you that says you're a cheater, and that's it.
Who the fuck
that's
cares?
the reason why we got you on the show. But if you don't want to have a conversation in which you stick up for yourself and tell your side of the story, then there's no point in having the dialogue. So that's the whole purpose that I'm trying to motivate. I'm on the other side of this from Derek. Me and Derek argue about this. I think what Derek does hurts people. I think it's wrong at times. I think that there's a lot of public shaming involved.
So why are you hanging out with this guy?
And I'm on the side of the person that's being accused.
Why are you hanging out with this guy then if you don't like him? Well,
because someone has to give a voice to these people that he's accusing of cheating. Because they're not standing up for themselves. So my idea is,
you know something? Hold on a second. I'm standing up for this person.
Well, no, you're not. You're doing a very bad job of it because
you're more important than Derek Klein.
All you're doing is making yourself and Anita look worse through the way you're behaving in this conversation.
You know something in the real world? I don't even know who these people are.
I'm trying to get the people together to have a dialogue, a mature dialogue about what happened, because I want to give a voice to the alleged cheater. I want to be the guy that says,
you call me. Hold on a second. You call me everything in the book.
I'm not calling. I didn't call you anything, Bill.
You call me an idiot.
No, I didn't. I didn't call you anything. I said you sound like you're arguing like a 6th grader. That's what I said. I did not say you're an idiot.
Right. That's calling me a 6th grader.
Yeah. Well, you're arguing like you're in the 6th grade. You all you want to do is filibuster.
I know a lot of 6th graders that are pretty smart.
Well, I bet you do, but that's not really what we're talking about either. So I want to hear. I would love to hear Anita's side of it. I would love to hear you explain Anita's side of it.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
If you don't like this guy so much, why are you hanging out with him?
I'm not hanging out with him. We're on a podcast together. I decided that of all the people in the world, I would come on this show and I would stick up for the accused and I would make Derek prove his case.
You're doing a good job.
And I would point out where he's wrong. Well, I would be if you were helping me. I'm on your side and you're just yelling at me.
You're not on my side. You're on that goofball side.
Well, you don't know that because you haven't been listening.
I don't. You know something? You don't know. You don't know who I am. So everybody doesn't know anybody. There.
Well, I know who you are because we thought we were talking to Anita, and then we got Bill.
That's right. You don't know who I am, though. That's my name. You know who I am.
Well, here's what I know. Okay, I know there's the Strava.
What do you know?
I know there's the Strava data.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What do you really know? Give me something that's useful.
If you let me talk, I can explain it. But
hold on a second. Give me something that's useful in this world. Yeah. Give me something that's important, like the earthquake in Alaska today. So let's bring up something that's important like that.
Well, that's not what the purpose of this call is.
Bring up that important thing.
Bill,
let me tell you something.
I'm not a seismologist, Bill. I'm a podcaster.
I spent years. Hold on a second. I spent years of my life sacrificing to run marathons. I ran marathons pretty damn well, and I sacrificed.
So why are you with a cheater?
Don't ever push me. Don't ever push me. And I missed a few
calls in my life. Cheater?
Why were you running marathons when there's stuff's going on in the world? Why would you run marathons when there were earthquakes going on, or war, or whatever else?
When I was younger, I don't do them anymore.
So cheating doesn't matter to you at all.
If it was cheating, it does matter, but this is not cheating, so it doesn't.
Okay, so how is it that you know that there was no cheating that took place in this case?
Because I was there.
Okay, you were there. Did you watch her do the loop?
She didn't. Listen, shithead. She didn't go to the meeting, so she didn't know there was 2 loops, so she missed the second loop, all right? It wasn't on purpose. Hey, what about the people who are supposed to be directing people on that? Why don't you talk to them?
Well, Bill,
the volunteers supposed to be directing people the right way.
Bill,
no, hold on a second. There was 2 races going on there. A full international triathlon, and then there was a short sprint. So they're going both the same way. Both it was a circle jerk of a mess. It was bikes all over the damn place. I probably wouldn't have known where to go. Well, it was a mess.
And
why don't you blame? Why don't you blame? Hold on. Why don't you blame the directors of that race that had it all screwed up like a circle jerk? Why don't you blame them?
Well, I think that's a really good point.
You told me you're on my side. I thought you said you're on my side.
I am. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
You're trying to fight this.
No, I'm not.
No, if I said right now, if I said this is Friday night, you'd say it wasn't. That's how stupid this is. If I said it was nighttime, you'd say no, it's day.
Well, I think
no matter what I say, you're going to go against it anyway.
Well, I think we're making progress because I think what you're saying is she missed the loop, but it wasn't her fault. It was because of the race director. It was not her fault.
But that asshole right away. Oh, she cheated. You know something? That I've cheated a lot of my times in life because then when I ran races early in my lifetime, there was times I missed cones. There's times I missed some parts or something. It's because a lot of times maybe the person that was directing it didn't stand there. The volunteers are standing there doing nothing, let you run by. Don't tell you which way to go. Confuse people. I've seen it all.
You know what?
I have seen it all. I've run hundreds of races.
You know what, Bill? I think you're right. I think you're right, Bill. And I think that is a really good point. And Derek, the fact that someone missed the loop does not mean that they're a cheater.
She didn't. Hold on a second. She didn't go to the meeting. Hold on a second. She didn't go to the meeting the day before, so she didn't know there's 2 loops. And they didn't tell her that. I was at the start, and there was no 2 loop crap and all that stuff. There was just some stupid board that's like a map. Who the hell is going to read the map? I couldn't read that map. Something. See, here's the deal, Scott. You're talking to a guy who's been around a long time. You can push me around. You can call me stupid. You can call me idiot. You can call me a 6th grader, whatever you want to call me. But when it comes to racing, to races, to all that stuff, I'm as high as anybody on the scale. Okay, and I will never back down to that. Now, this woman does not cheat. I've known her for 15 years. Okay. She worked hard for that triathlon. She worked her ass off. She came through for injuries to run that triathlon. Surgery. She had a surgery. She crashed her bike 7 months before the triathlon, when she had a fractured elbow and stuff. So she fought back to go to. She wanted to do this race. She wanted this race bad. And here's another thing. Here's another thing you didn't think about. Now, if she was going to think about this now, Scott. If she was going to cheat, all right, why would she end up like 10th place overall? If she's going to cheat, why wouldn't she win her age group or something? Why would you cheat and finish up 10th? That'd be like me going in and robbing a store and only getting like $3. Oh, I know there's only $3 in that store, but I'm going to rob it anyway. I'm going to go to jail for life for $3. No, if she cheated, why would she end up 10th place in her age group? I would have wanted to be on the podium. If I'm going to cheat, I'm going to go on the podium. Think about that, Scott.
Well, Bill, can I say something?
So if she's going to cheat, why wouldn't she have jumped in front?
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. So you've raised a couple of good points. First, if she was going to cheat,
absolutely,
she would have gone for the win.
If I'm going to go out to the race tomorrow, there's a 5K tomorrow. If I'm going to go out to the race tomorrow and cheat, I'm going to jump up in the front and win my age group or win the race.
You got to let me talk, though, because you just interrupted me again. And you said you'd let me talk for a second. So I think you've raised a couple good points. First of all, if she was going to cheat, she would have been in first place, and I agree with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree. Second,
that'd be stupid not to.
Number 2, that if someone misses a loop because the race director does a bad job, race organization is poor, or communication from the race director to the athlete is poor, they didn't finish the whole course, but it's not cheating. It's an error or a mistake that they made because of the poor conditions of the race. I wouldn't call that cheating.
No, neither would I.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, can I speak for a minute?
Sure.
What's that?
I didn't call in the article. I didn't call Anita a cheater.
Yes, you did. You put it all over the damn. You put it all over the damn airways.
Let me talk now. No, I didn't. First of all,
you know something. You embarrassed her family. You know her father's dead now. You know her father's dead now, and you know her mother's very sick, and you made a fool out of her family. That's what you did.
I didn't know any of that. I didn't write the first article. If you're confusing me with the race buster, the one who reported her, that's not me. I have no affiliation with that guy. He may have called her a cheater.
So there's another person that wrote an article other than you called the Race Buster.
Yes.
Okay.
He had like 2 articles. He created a blog just for Anita, and I don't agree with everything he does. So I did not call her a cheater. The one thing that I do want to point out, and I fully believe that's quite possible that she just missed the loop. However, after the fact.
You ever hear of a mistake? You ever hear of a human being?
You let me talk.
Why do you let me talk? You're the one that's calling her a cheater. I get to talk. I get to talk. You don't get to talk.
Oh, I don't get to talk.
Do you ever think about people? Have you ever done everything? Have you always done everything perfect in your life? Everything you've done is always perfect.
Nope,
okay. Well, then does anybody else? So if she missed a loop, she's only human. Or those people are only human. Things happen. People miss things.
Let me continue. Okay. The reason I wrote the article, she may have very well just missed a loop. Two things. Her reaction to it. I hope this place blows up.
All right. That was my That was my reaction. She didn't do it. Hold on a second. I told her to write all that stuff. That was me.
Do you always write that stuff and send emails to her? Well, that's shame on you. If you're writing that stuff, it's coming back to her. If it's coming back to her because you're writing that crap under her
it's not going to hurt her because she doesn't care. It doesn't hurt her because it's not a job. It's not life. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt anybody.
And everyone's ripping on her because I wrote the article because of that reaction. If you didn't go on there and put those reactions under her name, I wouldn't have written the damn article, Bill. Look in the mirror.
Good for you. Good for you.
The Garmin on her data, she modified her Garmin data, showed 18.73 miles. So she may not have done it intentionally on purpose, but she was trying to cover it up to make it look like she did the full race afterwards.
So good for you. So what do you want? What do you get out of this? What is it for you?
So I think
for me. So basically, because again, the articles. I understand school shooters now. FU California. Hope it goes in flames. Hey, do we the one that called the person the Pollock, or was that Anita?
Huh? No, it's me.
So you're posting under Anita social media, making her look like an asshole when you're the asshole, Bill.
Somebody's got to be an asshole, right? You're the biggest asshole. So
Anita's writing that.
So here's my question.
Everyone thinks that's Anita writing that, and it's you.
So here's my question based on everything.
It's me, sweetheart.
And you never went through and said, "Hey, that was me, not Anita. Come at me. Don't come at Anita." But
yeah,
I don't say.
Poor Anita. But what I'm saying is, so why was the reaction?
Who is this Dirk? Who is this Dirk? What's his name? Dirk?
Derek Murphy.
Dick? What is it?
Derek.
That's it. Derek. What's that guy's problem? What is that guy's problem? Has he got nothing to do? Hey, didn't he have anything to do in his life? Is he an unsuccessful person that he does this? Did that clown get paid for this?
Well, we actually had a whole podcast interview about how I think that's kind of a bad way to make a living, and I think that it's kind of social media shaming and things like that, and when we argue about that quite a bit, but that's neither here nor there. I think what he's saying is,
who are you anyways? What is your deal?
My name's Scott Coomer, and I'm a podcaster in Chicago.
Good for you. I used to live in Wisconsin. Good for you.
I was born and raised in Wisconsin. I'm a Packer fan through and through. Where in Wisconsin?
Good for you.
Where in Wisconsin are you from?
What does it matter?
I don't know.
Derek. He knows everything. He can investigate it.
Maybe we knew each other when we were kids. I don't know. I mean,
maybe we did. Hopefully you didn't.
Well, you know what? We did. I'm the guy that's kind of sticking up for Anita in this. So I mean,
you're not. No, you're not. You're sticking up for that Derek guy.
No. When you listen,
you're with him.
If you listen to this someday, you'll realize that that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm trying to be the devil's advocate. And I think we've made progress. We've gotten to the point where we say
we have not made any progress. We made none.
We made a ton of progress because we've gotten to a point where we all agree.
What are you, a genius, boy?
Well, maybe, but that's not the point.
Maybe you are. Well, good for you.
It's possible. The point is that we've gotten to a point where we all agree that she didn't intend to cheat.
I don't agree with that guy at all.
Do you agree that she did? Do you agree that she did not intend to cheat?
She did not. She didn't. That word shouldn't be brought up.
And you agree that she missed the loop.
Correct.
And you agree that the race management handled it poorly and that was one of the causes for her missing this loop. Okay.
Yep.
So then the last piece of the puzzle, which Derek was asking you about, is this reaction of, attacking anyone that points it out. Why was the reaction not, we missed the loop, but the fucking race director's an asshole and he set this thing up like shit and that's why she missed the loop. We didn't cheat. Why wasn't that just all you needed to say? Why did you have to go into California burning down and active shooters and all this other stuff?
I didn't say anything about California burning down.
I hope that place burns up in flames. Fuck you, California.
That wasn't me.
Well,
that wasn't me.
Either you or Anita, right?
Who knows who it is? Doesn't matter. What are you, an asshole or something?
No.
What is your deal?
Well, I mean, I definitely might be an asshole too. Genius and asshole.
Yeah, you might be.
Two things that I've often been. So why was there this violent reaction? Is what all I'm trying to figure out.
Well, when you call somebody, hey, somebody that you care a lot about, somebody calls them a cheater, you're not going to protect them?
Yeah. Well,
no, Bill, that reaction came about before any posts. Basically, what happened? Somebody went to the Times said, "Hey, I don't think she did the full course."
Hey, you know something? If you're doing this game, this is what you got to take. If this is the job you want to do, you're going to get people that don't like you. And that's the way it is. You're in this kind of business, you're going to have to deal with these kind of people. That's the way it is. So get out.
That reaction came after she was disqualified.
Who cares about that damn reaction? Why don't you talk about now? That's in the past. Talk about now. Talk about now. Talk about now, not in the past. Talk about now.
I think one of the issues now
past is the past.
Is that
past is the past.
It seems
that's why it's called the past.
It seems like the race.
Talk about now. You should have been removed from the results. You agreed to that because you did not do the full course. Not a disqualification, but just a removal from the results because she didn't do the full course.
She was a victim.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. Hold on a second. Listen to me now. Call you know something? Go ahead. Call her a cheater. Go ahead. You know something? And when life tomorrow wakes up, when she wakes up tomorrow, she's going to be the same person she was today. So, and her life will still be the same, and her mother will still be the same, and I'll be still the same. We'll all be the same. So go ahead. Call her a cheater.
Well, I don't think she's a cheater. I think we all agree that she's not a cheater in this conversation.
Nothing's going to change in her life. So go ahead. Do it. If that makes you happy, if that truly makes you happy,
I'm not calling her a cheater.
I think that
because you know something, it's about you. I want you to be happy. I want you and that Derek guy to be happy.
I'm the Derek guy.
Derek's the guy that is the marathon investigator. I'm the defender. So, but I think the race buster might have been part of the problem too, right? I mean, I think that.
Oh, yeah, he went way further than I would have gone. He flat out. He did that with Anita in another article where I called him out on it. Where another triathlon where he flat out said the guy cheated and went off. I don't go that far.
So he called her a cheater right away, is what happened.
Yeah, he did.
The race buster.
His article was before mine.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that at least we got to talk about this, and I think that we did make some progress. I still don't understand the violent reaction, but, that's neither here nor there. I just want you to know that...
You know what it is? It's just words.
I understand. Oh, yeah, it's all words. And if Anita ever wants to say her side of the story, we'll have her on anytime she wants. And Bill...
She has nothing to do with it anymore. She's nothing to do with it anymore.
Okay.
It's done. In her life, it's done. It was in June. It is now December. It's over. It's over.
I got an email from you this morning. It was over for me too until I got an email from you this morning.
Why are you still emailing Derek about this? If it's over, why are you still emailing Derek? How do we make it so you don't email him anymore?
Leave her alone.
What did I do recent? What did I do? I didn't repost it. What did I do to make
every time she goes on that whatever that is, you can see her face, you can see that article. It's still out there. Everything's out there, so it's still there.
I haven't done anything. I can tell you.
I think you do. I think you want me to leave you. You think you want me to leave you alone? Then you should leave her alone.
I haven't done anything.
You're harassing. You know something? You're harassing the shit out of her. That's what you're doing.
Oh, well, how'd I do that? When's the last?
By doing all this stuff.
I haven't done anything. I wrote the article and I was done with her.
You put an article out there and said she cheated? That's nothing?
I didn't say she cheated.
On the article, it certainly said that. It said that on the article.
No, the article says she was disqualified.
So you telling me I can't read? Are you telling me I don't know how to read?
I think you might be
article you're talking about.
I think you might be confusing the race buster guy with Derek, the marathon investigator.
You know something? You're such a big dude. You need to take care of this problem because we're tired of this crap. I'm tired of her being down because you guys are leave her alone. She's going to not do any more triathlon. She's finished with it. She's going to go back to running. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. That's what you need to do. Let it go.
So Derek,
let it go.
So Derek, if you don't hear from Bill and Anita ever again, are you ever going to write about this ever again?
No. Well, this podcast will get posted.
After this, this is it. Yeah. So this is the last chapter.
Yeah, I've been done with her. I was done with her.
Okay.
I wasn't ready to go anymore.
Anything else from Bill or Anita? Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
You guys got sad lives over there, that's for sure. That's one thing that's for sure.
Well, people may agree with that as well, but again, that's not the podcast that we're doing today. Bill, thank you. That's just not what we're working on right now, but thank you so much for your time. And
hey, you know something? Hold on a second. I got your number now. You want me to start harassing you?
You can call this number anytime you want. That's why we use it. Fine.
I'll keep calling you. I'll call you every day.
You can call every day. I promise. That's fine.
I will.
And that's why
You want to keep going? Hey, you want to come at me? I got a lot of energy.
Bill, I'm not coming at you.
Tons of energy.
I was the guy in the conversation that was defending you. When you listen to
you
this,
were the guy that did nothing. You did nothing.
You'll
but
realize when you listen to this.
You didn't do anything.
Bill,
what did you do?
Thank you
Tell
for
me
your
what you
time.
did.
Tell
me what you did.
I tried to get her side of the story out.
Give me one thing you did. Give me one thing you did.
I acted as an advocate. I acted as the devil's advocate. I asked you questions. I tried to explain what the common ground was between the two of you. I tried to push the narrative that Anita didn't cheat. She just missed the loop. I tried to explain why this loop was missed through the race management being poor. I think if you listen to this, you'll hear that. I think that I did a really good job of trying to say, let's give Anita the benefit of the doubt. If she says the guy gave her the wrong direction and she missed the loop because of that, that's not cheating. That's what I said in this podcast. So if you go back and you listen to this, you're going to say that guy was kind of sticking up for Anita. And the one thing that I still don't
really,
get,
I don't. How come I didn't see that?
I can't answer that, Bill. I'm sorry, but
no, you can't because you didn't.
Well, the listeners.
What are you going to do for her now? Keep harassing her?
Nothing. Then we're done. That's it. We're going to post this podcast.
What did you want to achieve from this? What did you really want to achieve from this?
What I wanted to achieve, Bill, is I wanted Anita to come on here, tell her side of the story, because a lot of times these articles.
Because you know why? You could beat her up, but you can't beat me up. You could have beat her up.
Bill, I'm not beating anyone up. A lot of times these...
Well, you would have got on the phone and messed around with her. That's what you would have done. But see, you don't like me because I'm strong. I'm not going to take your crap.
Well, Bill, I haven't given you any crap. So all the purpose
you've given me how many minutes we've been on this phone? You give me that much crap.
Okay. Well,
you started this thing. You started this thing by right away talking about cheating in a case and everything.
Bill, you started it today by emailing Derek.
This is the Marathon Investigation Podcast. That's what we talk about, Bill.
Yeah. So
you emailed me this morning. I thought it was a good time.
It's all about me, right? It's all about me. It's my fault for everything, right? You don't do anything wrong.
Well, you sent him an email this morning, didn't you? I mean, you called him.
Who cares?
You called him a pussy boy. You talked to
you sent me an email saying, "Hey, call me, pussy boy," whatever it was. I said, "Hey, I'll talk to you publicly. We're doing a podcast. Do you want to come on?" And then Scott reached out to you. You said you'd come on. That was it. If you didn't message me this morning, we wouldn't be talking to you.
You messaged me first. I got a message on my phone from you.
No,
you started it.
No, I got an email this morning that said, "Call me, pussy boy, with your number." I emailed you back, said, "Hey, I'll be happy to talk to you anytime. We can talk publicly because, hey, we happen to be recording a podcast tonight." I didn't get a response. I gave Scott the number. Scott texted you, and he replied to Scott. Based on the email
is anybody? Are you guys still the same people, or is there different people here? Who are you guys?
There's two people here. One is Derek Murphy. He's the Marathon Investigator. He has an article on the internet called Marathon Investigator. My name's Scott Coomer. I'm a podcaster from Chicago. I am the devil's advocate to Derek Murphy. What I do is I argue the other side of it. I tell him what he's doing is bad, what he's doing is hurting people, and I stick up.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I do that.
Why would you do that?
I do that because these people need a voice. Because a lot of times they won't come on, like Anita. She's not on here talking. Someone's got to take her
you know
side.
Why? Because you know why she comes? Because she wants somebody that's stronger to come on to help her out, and that's me. Well, I'm on there to take care of her. He calls her a cheater. He's calling me a cheater.
Well, I think Derek established that he never called her a cheater. So that's false.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Just because he said it didn't, he didn't.
Well,
okay,
I'm looking at the article. Bill, pull it up on the internet. Show me where it says she's a cheater.
You.
It doesn't say that anywhere.
Who cares? He started all this whole thing.
Well, I only care to the extent that you're saying something that's false.
Whole thing.
I mean, if you say something that's false, I'm going to say it's false. Just like if Derek said that she was a cheater.
You know when that marathon? You know when that triathlon was in June? What month is it? What month is it now? The end of November.
Why are you still emailing Derek about it then?
Month and today.
Yeah, why are you still emailing Derek if it's long gone?
Why not?
See? Well, why not? Why don't we do a podcast?
He does stuff that's stupid, so why can't I do things that are stupid?
Hey, Bill, we all do stuff that's stupid, all right? There's nobody on this call that doesn't do stupid
that's right.
stuff.
We do all things do stupid, but you don't want to forgive that stuff. You don't want to forgive people.
I do. Of course I do. I'm the guy that's sticking up for the people that do stupid things.
You pushed her for a long time. You made her family feel like crap.
I didn't know she was until today.
Bill, I didn't know anything about this prior to today, so you can't say I've been pushing her for a long time. I came on this call so that someone would be the counter to Derek. Someone that would say to Derek, I don't think that what you're saying is true. I'm countering his arguments. I'm the person that's holding him to his proof. Me and Derek are not on the same side.
Let me say something to you, Scott.
Sure.
Let me say something to you, Scott. Okay. 7 months ago, my mother passed away. Okay, I'm trying to save up money to help pay for her funeral, and right now we're talking about some stupid ass investigation for some crap like that.
Right.
And Anita almost died a year ago in a bicycle crash. She could have died. Fortunately, she had a nice helmet on. So we've dealt with that. And then a couple months ago, I had a crash on a bike, and I got broken up ribs. I'm worrying with that. And all we're worried about tonight is we're talking about a stupid triathlon that was, 6 months ago or whatever it is, and cheating and not cheating? Really? Are you serious?
Well, Bill,
you don't think people have things going on in their... Hey, this Derek guy doesn't think that people have things going on in their life. It's a hell of a lot more important than that.
Well, Bill, I'll agree with you.
If they're going to cheat, if somebody's going to cheat, they're going to win the race. They're going to win the damn race.
We've already settled
that. They're not going to be in 10th place.
I didn't say she cheated. I believe she missed that unintentionally. It's the after.
So why don't you say that? Then why don't you say that to people? Why don't you tell people that?
Derek, say it right now.
I believe
no. Why don't you write an article saying? Why don't you write an article saying she didn't cheat then?
But I thought we wanted to put this.
You love writing articles. You love writing articles.
Do you want another article written about this?
She should have another article. You guys that got that magazine to harass her that time. It was you guys that did that.
No, it wasn't. That was the Racebuster guy. I had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Well, then who's Racebuster then?
Racebuster's a whole different outfit.
That's the guy that has one blog. He's the one that reported her. I knew nothing about it till after the fact.
Well, then we need to talk. We need to be on this Racebuster guy then.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Who's this guy?
I don't know him.
I have no idea who he is. He's anonymous. He doesn't look at his. You posted on his blog as well.
Yeah, that's a different outfit.
If people knew who he was, they'd kick his ass. That's why he hides.
Yeah, this is marathoninvestigation.com. It's totally different than the Racebuster.
I don't agree with everything that. Again, he's done articles on two people. He did an article on Anita, and he did an article on another triathlete, and he came. Especially on the other triathlete, I completely disagreed with him calling that guy a cheater based on what he had. Again, I look at circumstances. And again, my issue with Anita wasn't so much. I believe that she did it very well unintentionally. I don't have proof that she intentionally cheated, so I would not say she intentionally cheated.
You know, let me tell you something, Scott. Let me tell you this, Scott. You have to give me a hell of a lot of credit, Scott. You got to give me a hell of a lot of credit because I really don't even have to do this. I don't even have to be involved in any of this. I was there watching the race. Okay, I'm sticking my butt out in the fighting for this because I believe I love her and I believe in what she does and I've seen her. I've been around her for 15 years. Okay, that's why I'm sticking my neck out for this. So you got to give it to me, man, because I don't have to be sitting out on Friday night arguing with you about this stupid. She cheated or did she not cheat? But I want to do it because I believe I know that she didn't cheat.
Well, I think all three of us.
That woman would not cheat. That woman would not cheat.
Bill, I think all three of us agree that she didn't cheat.
How long? Hold on a second. How long have you known her? I've known her 15 years. How long have you known her?
I don't know her at all.
There you go. So you don't tell somebody you don't know. You don't call them cheaters.
Yeah, but we all.
None of us called her a cheater.
Bill, we all agree she didn't cheat.
After the fact, which turns out now with your reaction.
We need an article. We need an article saying that this is all.
Okay, so we need an article that says we all believe she didn't cheat, that she missed a part of the course because the race directors ran a poorly directed race, and that and that this, after the fact, all of the.
Wait a minute, why? Hold on a second. Why is Anita taking this shit? Why am I taking this crap? And that race director is sitting around in California someplace, feet up on a couch and relaxing.
You know what?
That ain't right.
Derek, he raises a good point. Why don't we have a phone call with the race director too? Why don't we call him and put him on the show?
I'll be honest with you, this is the first I heard that. Hey, it was a race director issue. No, I haven't heard that from other racers, so that's.
Well, you know what they're going to do?
Hey, Bill,
they're going to say they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you. Oh no, our race is perfect.
Hey, Bill.
I've called out races plenty of times.
Do you know the name of the race director, Bill?
Oh, by the way, you want to talk about that? The run was too long. The run was longer than a 10K.
Do we know the name of the race director?
The bike was shorter than it was supposed to be.
Does anybody know the name
of
him?
Or longer. So nobody was right.
Yeah. So the only thing we don't understand is.
I've called out races too, and I've gotten runners reinstated in results when races are screwed up, and I've called out plenty of races.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be reinstated. She doesn't want to be reinstated. She just wants to be left alone.
Because she didn't do the whole course. Whether it was accidental or not, she shouldn't be in the results. I get that. And I think we agree on that.
Fine.
Now it shouldn't be like labeled GQ disqualification. It should just be, okay, just it never happened.
She shouldn't have been disqualified if it wasn't her fault.
Yeah, to me, that's different. To me, if somebody cheats, you disqualify him. If somebody made a mistake, you just don't put them in the results. DNF or just GNS.
Right.
There.
It's not that, something. It's not. It wasn't. Hold on a second. It wasn't a world championship. It wasn't a national championship. It wasn't the Olympics. There wasn't millions of dollars on the line. There was no gold medals. It's just a stupid. In fact, it was a crappy triathlon. They had the expo in a park. This is supposed to be the San Diego International Triathlon. It was in a park. They had the table set up by the trees. It was a joke. They had 3 little booths, and that's it. This is supposed to be a big-time triathlon, and I'll tell you something. That bike was a circle jerk. I mean, you have 2 races going on at the same time, okay? You got waves going on at the same time. There's people coming out, and they're going down, they're getting off, and they're getting on. Who the hell would even know where you're at? That's a good question. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we answered.
I mean, have you ever been to a triathlon where it's a mess? People are all over the place. It's a total mess, and it's a circle jerk. That's how you can call it. And these people say they're so perfect.
Multi-loop out and backs, and it's very. Yeah, I agree. Could be very confusing. So that's why, again, I can agree with. Yeah, she probably unintentionally missed that loop. It was the follow-up. And
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you this, Scott. If she knew there was 2 loops, she'd have done it. In fact, because cycling is her strongest event.
I don't doubt that. So I don't doubt that at all. I have no reason to doubt that.
We drove all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. She's not going out there to miss a loop. I think I'll go out to San Diego and I'll just miss a loop and take 10th place in my age group. And I get no medal or no nothing. I think I'll do that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you'd be surprised what people do. But I'm not disagreeing with you in this case. But people do that.
Do you live in Scottsdale, Bill?
Why do you need to know that?
Oh, just my favorite burger stand is in Scottsdale, AZ88. Really like it. They make an au poivre burger. It's ridiculous.
I don't think we're talking about burgers.
No, but I just wanted to add a little bit of levity before we let you go because we've taken up enough of your time, and I think we've come to a lot of conclusions. I still don't understand why everybody's so upset, and I don't understand why you're threatening. You
don't know why everybody's upset?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. I don't know if you have a wife or not or whatever.
I do.
You have a wife. And somebody calls her a cheater and puts her name all over all over like it's mud.
Derek didn't call her a cheater, and I didn't call her a cheater. Neither me nor Derek.
We don't know that. We didn't know that.
Right.
We didn't know because it's such a mess. It's because it's such a mess. Nobody comes out and tells anything. I don't know even what's going on. All I know is I've seen articles. I've seen crap. I've seen all kinds of stuff going on that's not right. That's what I've seen.
So would it be fair to say that the anger and the statements of violence and all that were based on you being confused as to whether Derek was calling her a cheater and not knowing that there was 2 different people involved?
I'd say that's the truth.
Okay, so if you knew Derek didn't call her a cheater, you wouldn't have said the things that you said.
I did know that.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, that clears that up.
I thought he did. Yeah. I thought he did. That's my thoughts were he did.
So that's the anger was you thought you were being called. You thought she was being called a cheater by Derek. Therefore, he's a Pollock and a pussy boy and all that kind of stuff. But if you knew that he,
Pollock wasn't to me. That's a comment. That was to somebody else on Facebook.
Okay,
all that stuff happened before I ever wrote an article. That was probably I think that was after the Race Buster Honest Athlete article. Again, I knew about this, but I hadn't written anything it was almost a month after the race. Again, I wrote more based on the reaction and then what I saw as far as what I interpreted as a cover-up as far as what showed as edited Garmin data and then just the overall reaction. I could write 10 articles a day if I was going to write about, people cheating that were in the middle of the pack or that weren't winners. I mean, you probably have about 200 runners who cut courses in every single marathon, or 100, 200. It's back of the pack. It's not, I don't like it, but I'm not going to write an article about them. Again, it was the reaction that got my attention and it got the attention of others.
Well, good. Maybe somebody woke up then and saw what's going on. It's not funny. None of this is funny.
I think we cleared up a lot today. I think that it was a very productive call, and I thank you for your time, Bill. And just please let Anita know that neither me nor Derek think that she cheated, and that the bottom line is that we think maybe that she missed the loop on accident or because of a race director error. How's that sound?
That's good.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Bill. You have a great night. You got my number. You know where to call me if you want to harass me. Even though I didn't do anything to you, that's fine. Just give me a call.
Mm.
Thank you, sir.
Night.
You still there? Derek? Hello?
You got him?
Yeah. You still there? Mr. Murphy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome.
Hi.
Hey, that went pretty well.
You think?
Well, I mean, it got crazy and all that, but I think that...
Yeah, I think we got it out, which, again, the whole thing, we'll kind of back up, because I know we kind of, we went through what happened really quick before the call, because he wanted to talk early, and I think I had told you before, I said, I bet we'll probably be talking a lot to Bill. I didn't know we would be talking only to Bill, but I talked to the reporter, which, again, I didn't put him onto this. I talked to the reporter after, and he told me kind of the same thing. It was just, he was constantly getting yelled at, and at some point he ended the call. So they never got anything productive from that. But I did not, I'll put it on the record that I did not alert the reporter to this. The reporter did not contact me, regarding this story. He never even wrote the story. So, what that, but yeah, I guess what I'm confused, and boy, there's a number of things to really kind of dissect about that. First, again, the admission that she missed the loop, again, we'll never be able to prove was it an accident, was it on purpose. I always give the benefit of the doubt in that case. It's because somebody misses the timing that I don't assume they skipped it. If they're saying it was an accident, she missed the loop, I believe them. But then the issue is, why not go on Facebook afterwards I'm not sure what time she knew she missed the loop, but again, posting about the age group finish and, the fastest bike time and whatnot. And then just, then when she was questioned about it and removed from the results, the reactions came out, the burn in California and all that stuff came out before any blog posts. So she was just removed from the results, which was which is what should have happened. And that's when all the vitriol came out, before anybody wrote an article. If she didn't act that way, I don't think anybody would have, or Bill, I don't know who wrote what at this point. There never would have been any articles. The articles were because of the reaction and because of the Garmin cover up on changing the total, the total mileage.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack, obviously. I mean, I think that if this lady would have said, "Oh, I missed the loop, race director, you fucked up," none of this would have happened. No,
absolutely not. I mean, she would have been removed from the results, but she should have been. Again, I have a lot of cases where people, it's the same thing. It's unfortunate, hey, they misdirected, but if you don't do the full course, you're not in the final results, no matter what the reason.
So let me ask you this, and I don't want to, disparage Bill now that he's off the phone, but do you think it's at all possible that Bill did all of that and she didn't do any of it? The vitriol.
It's possible. It's the same tone. It's the same language. It's, there's similarities. So yes, it's definitely possible.
I mean, he was kind of.
He said he's the one that called the guy with the pull lock on there, so he was responding to some of that. I got the one comment, or I saw the one note that, hey, maybe she, I think the volunteer misdirected me because I'm from Arizona, and Arizonans don't like Californians, or whatever the comment was. So I said, oh, are you now saying that you missed the loop? Then the response was, nope, absolutely no course cutting, absolutely no data manipulation. So it's, again, I thought at that point, okay, hey, now we're going to know, okay, they're admitting that that she accidentally missed the loop, and then they backtracked from that. And I was blocked, so I have no idea what happened after that, as far as on that Facebook feed or whatnot.
Yeah, I guess for one thing, in the beginning, I didn't even think we were going to actually have a conversation.
No, I thought we were going to have like 2 minutes of him screaming and then this being done with it. So the fact that you were able to, get that much, out of all of that is fine. And would be fine saying, yeah, it's entirely possible that it was an unintentional,
You got to be floored that we actually got productive at some point.
Yeah, I was floored that we got that much from them. Again, so it's kind of like if somebody does, it's kind of tough in the semantics. But if somebody accidentally cuts a course, or somebody, what happens in marathons all the time, people, especially people at the back of the pack, pushing the cutoffs, they may, it's an out and back, they're going to cut a corner just to go home. And sometimes you don't have to cross the mat. You may get picked up going through the finisher area to get back to to get to your family, and you register it. That's not cheating. Now, if somebody does that and unintentionally or intentionally sets off a finish time that is maybe a 3.5 hour time, and it qualifies them for Boston, they decide to use that entry to enter Boston, then it's cheating. So they may not have intended to cheat initially, but then, hey, at some point it becomes cheating. So, once she tried to manipulate the Strava data and fight it and, disparage, talk about, how Strava was wrong and then did it become cheating? We could play semantics, but I would say there's not evidence that she intentionally cut that loop. This is the after the fact stuff, the cover up, the faking the data, and all the comments that.
I mean, that could have been that could have all been Bill.
Yeah, which was when I got fired up, and it's like, okay, if that wasn't her, that was me. It's like, okay, so she's getting most of the anything that she got as far as a reaction was the comments, not any course cutting. She got the reaction she got because of the comments on social media. Yeah, now, if that was Bill, Bill has to own that because she's getting what she got because of Bill. If he made those, based on whatever comments he made, if he made the pull-out comment, or is she covering for her?
I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to get her, and I don't think that we can really lean on Bill to be the grown-up in the conversation.
No, probably not. But again, from the emails I got, which I got emails that came from Bill's address. I got the email from Anita's today. It was the same tone and comments that I saw on Facebook and whatnot. So I wasn't surprised it was all Bill.
So I think that things that we can learn is I'm not saying that you did this, but I'm just saying generally, when you find out that somebody, when there's an abnormality, like they missed a loop or they did an extra loop or they cut the course in some way, don't automatically assume that they did it on purpose to cheat. Take a beat and think maybe because it has to happen a lot where people get misdirected or things like that. And in that case, they're not a cheater. So that's one thing. And then I guess the other thing is, if somebody goes on social media and says, whoa, Coomer, you missed this segment, don't automatically go into damage control, offensive, don't call me a fucking cheater mode, because it's possible that you did make a mistake, and so maybe, that's part of what's going on here too.
Yeah, there was a great article by, I'll have to dig it up, but if somebody's like, hey, Strava cost me $500 or whatever, because a runner, I think it was an ultra. I gotta find the details of it, but basically, he ran the course. He thought he won. He got prize money, whether it was $500 or whatever it was. Posted to Strava. Someone posted, "Hey, looks like you missed some of the loop." He's like, "Oh, I did. He did accidentally. He missed an out and back section or something." And and he admitted to it, and he wrote a very kind of funny, humorous article. Hey, Strava owes me $500. But he unknowingly cut the course, and then he just fully admitted it. And there's no repercussions there once, So again, she may not have known she missed it right away, but at the point she realized it, it should have been, hey, yeah, I made a mistake. Terrible accident. I'll get him next time.
But let's not lose sight of the fact that somebody took a file and manipulated it and stretched it out to 17 miles to show that she did the whole bike. So I mean,
so it wasn't, so it went the extra step.
Whoever did that, their heart wasn't in the right place.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Wow, that was fun.
Yeah. So it's not our first guest. It was our first adversarial guest. So we'll get more of this, especially on Friday nights. I have nothing going on because I have no life.
Yeah, well, but so those are, and I those are the really hard things to argue, because I just wanted to keep bringing it back to relevant, maybe you and I are losers, maybe our lives suck, maybe we're stupid. I mean, none of those things are really productive. It's like, let's try and get the train on the tracks. And I feel like we kind of did.
Yeah, no, you did. I know I had to shut up. He wasn't going to hear a word from me, although he didn't know I don't think he knew who was who. or knew, at that point. And again, and I definitely think he, was commingling the articles and whatnot, the Racebuster thing. And it wasn't so much more the Anita article that bugged me with the Racebuster one, but it was the next one. There was a triathlete, and it was very complicated, but I knew about the guy for a long time, but I didn't have enough evidence, so I didn't write about him until he had obviously course cut another race. But then he served as a pacer, and the pace teams weren't making a big deal. Like, okay, he paced half, and then then he went to the finish line, and so it was very convoluted. The story was a little bit out there, but it was believable enough where I'm like, I'm not saying this guy intentionally cheated. And there were a couple other races with odd splits, but no timing match, so I couldn't quite prove it. So I'm like, I'm not calling this guy a cheater, but the Racebuster went on, and again, it was the I think I had the same informant. I don't know if my informant's actually Racebuster or not. The guy who tipped me off to both of those cases, and that's the only articles that have been written on that blog. So,
well, and I think that's good advice for you is that you have to make sure that you get out there to the people that are accused or to the internet or whoever and say, I'm not Racebuster, I'm someone else. Just so that they don't confuse.
Yeah, again, it's kind of the point. Again, it's kind of like where Racebuster is and calling everyone a cheater. That might be when I first started, when nobody was looking at my blog. I was kind of coming from, hey, if there's mistiming, that you cheated, And then as I just looked at more and more, I realized there's a whole lot. Okay, you got to look at every angle. Okay, why was that? Was it a technical issue? There was an example of a runner who, I think I might have mentioned this in our previous podcast, where again, runner's time was wrong. I reported it to the race director. Race director called the person, call out the person as cheating. It turns out the timer just filled in the gaps with random times for where there was a true technical error. So it wasn't the runner's fault at all. So I've definitely learned, to kind of look for patterns and to look for intent. If I see somebody missed a bunch of mats and had a past finishing time, I need to figure out their intent. Okay, did they post about a Boston qualifying time on Facebook? Do they have a picture with their medal? Are they claiming this as a marathon finish in any way? So I try to look at all those things. And if I'm going to write an article about somebody individually, I need to be pretty damn sure of their intent. Which again, when somebody uses a bad time and registers Boston, then I know their intent.
Yeah.
Again, I can write about any of 100 to 200 people for every marathon I cut a course, but it's just not. There's definitely different levels on the spectrum.
Well, I'll definitely have to put a little voiceover before this episode to warn people that there's a lot of that we get really stuck in the mud and it takes a long time for us to get out. And I think that it'll also be, it'll be very interesting to hear what people think, because I think it was really cool. So what's next for us?
I need to think, am I going to do another article to kind of, recap this, or am I just,
I mean, you almost got it, right? And then put the link to the podcast in it?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the key things we learned is, okay, yes, now they're finally, saying that, yes, she missed that loop. Here's why she says she missed the loop. If we didn't have all this other stuff, it'd be very easy for me to do this and paint it more sympathetically. But then you still have all those other comments, and you have, somebody, mess with the Garmin data. But I don't know if that's Anita or if that's Bill.
Yeah. When he came in hot.
So, oh yeah. Yeah, I fully expected that, and I fully expected we'd have him on the phone. I thought maybe we'd have both of them, but that didn't complete. When he answered the phone, I knew that was where it was going to go.
You're talking to me. All right, so what's next for us? What's going to be the next show?
I think next show we are talking to Frankie Ruiz, race director of Miami Marathon. I'm really looking forward to that one. She's one of the first race directors who reached out to me after I kind of wrote an article about his race, and I'm like, okay, this isn't going to go good, but he was supportive, he was, helpful, so we've had a good relationship for the last, past couple of years, and he's kind of known for definitely being, taking steps against banditing. They pull, going in the finisher chute, they pull anybody without a bib out of the chute so they can't get their medals and their finisher photos, which is the reason why a lot of people do that. And he's past couple of years he's videotaped as he's done that. It's, try to serve as a deterrent. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. So he's, definitely, I want to see what he thinks about the latest Runner's World article that kind of did a how-to guide on banditing. So I want his thoughts on that. And just, the typical stuff as well. And also he does a lot for the community. So I want to kind of end with a positive note with him as well, and talk about some of the programs they have, to help the community.
That's perfect. So if you want to help out the show, go to iTunes or wherever you listen to, Stitcher, whatever, and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Those three things, they push it up in the rankings, and then more people see it and more people find out about it, and it gets out the word. So subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. And if you want to learn more about me, I'm at Scotty Coomer on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. My podcast is 10 Junk Miles. It's available on iTunes. It's a kind of funny, comedic podcast. Also, I'm the race director of the Badger Trail races, which are coming to you in August. Everything from a 100 marathon to a half marathon on a beautiful flat rails trails in Wisconsin. So check it out. And if you want to help out the show, you can also go to our Patreon page. We're on Patreon. It's kind of like a way that you can, buy us a cup of coffee or something. You think of it as like $1 to $3 to $5, whatever you can afford every month. If you're poor, don't do it. But if you can afford to give us $1 or $2, or if you ran into me and Derek and we were sitting in a bar, would you buy us a drink? Well, buy us a drink through the Patreon. Well, they probably would, just so they could get in the middle of us and listen to us argue with each other or something.
Yeah. You think Bill would buy me a drink?
Bill probably not. No,
probably not. It seems like we were kind of at the end there, kind of kumbaya.
Well, you know what? We're going to learn that it really helps when I throw you under the bus. Like I was really,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that could be you're going to go to that well many times.
Yeah, because if I shit all over you, then the guy's like, "Oh, maybe this guy's all right,"
Yeah, good cop, bad cop. So, but you're talking what you believe. So
yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah,
and
none of that was.
Hop on Patreon, give us a couple bucks, keep the dream alive, and we'll keep at you. Anything else, Derek?
Until next time.
Until next time.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Marathon Investigation Podcast. Have a questionable result to report? Visit marathoninvestigation.com to contact us or email Derek at results@marathoninvestigation.com.
Another case closed for the Marathon's silent guardian.